testifying is that's what triggered this nuclear argument. He moved out of the house. He has now filed for divorce. We're going to get into a lot, including what looks like a play to challenge the prenup, and we're going to explain what that all means. But I think we're going to start with what happened in this marriage, because to be honest with you, there have been a lot of things that have been going on over the last several years that we've been hearing about that seem to have been leading to this. And some of it involves physical violence.
Yeah, physical violence against Sam. At least that is what he has told people close to him, that over the years that they've been together, and it's now about 7 years, that there have been numerous times where Britney has actually struck him, that she's gotten violent. And in particular, there was an incident earlier this year where he claims that she attacked him in his sleep, and that he woke up to her punching him repeatedly in the face. Now, what we're told is he did not strike back. He was just stunned at what was happening.
I should say that we've been told over time, because we've been hearing about this, and we actually reported on some of the physical violence earlier, but we've been told he never strikes back, that he basically takes it. He's a big guy, and she's fairly small. And what happened here was he got a black eye. He was telling people he got a black eye. What is interesting about that is right around the time that we heard about this, these pictures surfaced of Sam where you see his left eye is bruised.
Yeah.
This was an interesting encounter. One of the paparazzi agencies got this picture. There was also a bite mark. It appeared on his
forearm. Yeah, bite marks on his forearm.
You can see it there on his left arm. And he actually had told the photog, please, don't videotape me when they got him out. I'm not sure exactly where he was, but it kind of aligns with what we have been hearing.
The timing of that particular incident.
And this was one of several, possibly many incidents. We know of one where they were in London before they got married, where they got into such a verbal altercation. It got so heated that she actually fell in a hotel room at a coffee table, cut her head open, and ended up having to get stitches. So this has been a very volatile relationship, made more volatile by the fact that we're told Britney will fly off the handle sometimes at the smallest slight, and she becomes almost a different person. This is what Sam has been telling people. So in other words, what we're saying is that the presentation they make on social media was not what was really going on at home.
And we know from multiple people that we've talking to over the last several years is that she will go into these fits of rages at the house. She'd chase Sam around the house, and her security team has to intervene and basically get things under control to diffuse the situation. Again, it is always Britney going after Sam. Sam is very calm in these situations, but they're such intense situations that her security team has to get involved.
Yeah, and a lot, by the way.
Yeah.
So, look, I mean, this marriage is over right now. We've been reporting for months that Sam was over this, and it just seemed to be,
a few months ago, we were sort of expecting, from what we were hearing, that he was going to file for divorce. So
this is a long time in coming.
The crazy thing about this, you guys, is now that Sam is out of her life, she really has no support system at all. You would think that she would want to turn to her family. Well, we know that she has no relationship with anybody in her family. Remember, Lynn actually came to see Britney back in May, and we had thought, oh, they're trying to work it out. This is great. It's great to see Britney getting back in with her family again, but we have now learned it's over.
Yeah, she had posted things that made it seem like that she and her mother were reconciling, but
yeah, well, that is not the case anymore. She has no relationship with her mom, no relationship with her siblings. Of course, we know no relationship with her dad, who was once her conservator. And then also remember, her kids just moved away to Hawaii, so they're gone, and she hasn't even seen them or had a relationship with them for over a year. So she really doesn't have many people in her life other than her manager, Kate Hudson, and her security team.
She doesn't really have I mean, I hate to say it this way, but she doesn't have friends. I know she's posted about it, but she leads a very solitary life. And after you talk about Kate Hudson and her security team, there really isn't much else. And, you know, it raises an issue that a lot of the people, and she's in the middle of a really difficult mental health episode. And so it does raise an issue because remember, and I'm not suggesting what should have happened, I do have an opinion about it, that with the conservatorship, there was bad casting because she was not getting along with her dad and she was miserable. That's enough to make a change. But should the change have been a different conservator or ending the conservatorship? The two words that you didn't hear mentioned during the Free Britney movement were mental illness. And that's real. So right now, a lot of people in her family and others are alarmed. We should say now that what needs to happen is they got to get divorced. Right. And there is an issue that's looming right now based on the divorce document suggesting that he may challenge the prenup.
Right. So we know that there is a prenup. There was one that Sam signed. He even joked to us at one point that he needed to protect his shoes, his sneakers, and his Jeep.
Well, and the reality is, that's about all he gets.
It's about all he would walk out with.
He's not getting any spousal support or anything else. So his lawyer,
in his divorce filing,
Neil Hirsch is insinuated in this divorce filing, his lawyer.
Because, it's insinuated that they're going to challenge that because in the filing, they checked the box saying that they want spousal support, that Sam wants spousal support. So for him, and also that
that's not allowed under the prenup, and it's a signal that maybe they're going to say this prenup isn't valid and he should get that.
They could say it's invalid. They could also just be using it as a little bit of leverage to get Britney to write a check for however knows how much money. Probably not too much, given that the prenup, I'm sure, is well negotiated and is on all fours. But there are ways that people can challenge these things, and there are also things that you can leverage into it, right? He claimed that he was a victim of, as you guys have talked about, of domestic abuse. He could claim that there's potential civil liability that she might have for that. And then it's just different ways to negotiate a buyout potentially from Britney. It would cost her a lot more to defend a prenup against a challenge than it would for her to buy him out for a certain amount of money.
Well, my fellow lawyer, Jason Beckerman, you are well aware of the way this works, which is also that, look, there is a confidentiality clause in this prenup. We know that. Confidentiality clauses are often violated. People just do it. Sam Asghari, we're told, has a lot of information about things that happened just between him and Britney, where she went off, she had issues, and he has 7 years of them in that house. That's right. That's right. And so the way this sometimes works is they don't want Sam coming out with a book, doing an interview, doing any of that stuff. And the way a lot of these things get negotiated, I mean, this is just the reality, is that's got to be on her mind and on the mind of her team. And given that, what I'm hearing is she's going to end up writing a check, probably for a couple of $100,000, and this will end, and there will be another confidentiality clause that will be
what makes that one What makes that one more ironclad than the prenup?
Only because they're going to challenge the prenup, but they're not going to challenge a settlement.
Right. By the way, Britney's reaction to all of this, a little odd. Just hours after Sam had filed for divorce, she had a post up but said no mention of the split. Just says she's buying a horse soon. So many options, it's kind of hard. A horse called Sophie and another called Roar. Can't make up my mind, but no reference to it.
Don't you think she's saying she's back on the horse? Might be dating again?
I never thought of that.
Oh.
By the way, maybe she is back on the horse because there's also a picture that one of the photogs got of her driving without her wedding ring on, and she's making that obvious there with her hand on the wheel. There is no wedding ring. So, as we said, the marriage is over, and the question, who's taking care of Britney Spears?
Right.
Hey, Bradford Broyles, Naples, Florida, and Britney's life has never been a straight line. She's had lots of ups and downs. And, I blame Sam for the divorce. I think Britney just wants to play with her horses, ride her horses, and make pole dancing videos from her living room for Instagram. And maybe Sam's got an issue with the horses or the videos, but I think there's more here than what meets the eye. I think Britney's going to write him a check and on to the next one. She's a brave new girl. She'll keep on keeping on. She'll be fine.
That remains to hopefully she will be fine, but there are a lot of people who are worried. Okay, we're going to take a break.
All right, when we come back, Michael